Hello and welcome to this week's video. So you've requested AC/DC, I've looked into it and we are going to do the version of Long Way to the Top from one of the greatest movies of all time, School of Rock. I hope you enjoy it. All the information's coming up and yeah, you're going to need 3 chords and possibly a capo. So remember we talked about making a capo before. But yeah, Long Way to the Top by AC/DC in the style of Jack Black from School of Rock. Enjoy, put your comments down if you need any extra help, and I look forward to reading them and have fun with it. So, on the screen here we can see that this song uses 3 chords. 3 chords that we know pretty well, A, G and D. But don't worry, because the main body of the work we're going to do is just in A. So I'm just going to zoom that out so you can see it. So A chord, we have 3 fingers all in a stack. And this is the version of this song from the film School of Rock. It's on the end credits if you've seen that film. Great, if not, check it out, it's really worth a watch. School of Rock. So yeah, it sounds like this. Just going to play you the riding down the highway, going to a show, stopping at a byway, playing rock and roll. It sounds like this, all in A. Now, that's all in A. Now, what you probably heard was 2 different chord sounds. And the way I do that, and the way you can do that as well, is the first strum is just on open strings, okay, but I'm hovering my fingers over these strings for A. So I'm going to play, and then I'm going to press my fingers onto the A shape. And hopefully you heard that change. I'll play it again. So that's off, and then on. And you get these 2 chords. That's off and on, and that's a technique that AC/DC use. Okay, Angus Young is the lead guitar player of AC/DC, and Malcolm Young is his brother, and he's playing the rhythm guitar. So they do the fingers off and then stab them on. You slam them on and you play the chord. It's quite a difficult technique, but it's one worth practicing. Play that for you again. So that's off, on, off, on, and I'm doing 4 strums, off, on, and you can see here on this part of the information on the screen, and it says there to play up strums and then 3 down strums and then a down strum. You can do that, you can try that, or if you do what I do, it's off and everything's a down strum, off, on, off, on. And because it's a kind of rock and roll song, don't worry too much about playing all the strings for the chord. Okay, the first few strings are the important ones really. It kind of gives that rocking style. So, I'll just play that again for you, and then I'll show you the chorus changes. It goes like this then, here we go. Riding down the highway. 2, 3, 4. Riding down the highway, going to a show, stopping at the byway, playing rock and roll. Okay, so you can get that at practice all on A. We're moving to the chorus now, and then we have 3 different chords. We have A, G and D. Now, as we saw in last week's video, the chords are over the words that you play. So I'm just going to play this quite slowly so you can hear it. And I will put some vocals on there as well. It goes, 'cause it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. Yes, it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. It's easy doing one-night stands. Try playing in a rock and roll band, 'cause it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. So you get some nice chord changes there, and you get a nice long break with the D chord. So you get. So it's quite a screamy, shouty song, and I'm not screaming and shouting right now, but you get the idea. Like I say, if you check out the version by School of Rock, it's Jack Black, who you may know as Kung Fu Panda. He's singing that. Yeah, so have a listen to that and see how he sings it, and then see if you can play along. I'm just going to play you the chorus again. So we have G, D, A, G, and D. 1, 2. And it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. There's that repeat riff. Yes, it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. You think it's easy doing one-night stands? Well, try playing in a rock and roll band. And it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. And you get that nice, that open A, open strings to A chord repeater at the end of each line. Okay, this time try and play along. I'll do it one more time before my voice gives out. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. And it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. You think it's easy doing one-night stands? Well, try playing in a rock and roll band. And it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. So there you go. Give that a try. Scream it out if you want to sing it as well. It's a great song. And yeah, enjoy it. The version from School of Rock may need you to use a capo in box number 1. But we talked about how to make capos the other week using a pencil or a pen and an elastic band. So if you need to do that, fine. If not, then just enjoy it in A, G, and D. But yeah, like I say, the capo will go on to box number 1, but the chords will still be A, G, and D because the capo does the work of moving it up the fretboard for you. Any questions, put them in the comments and I will try my best to answer them.